Hello everybody, welcome back here to the Mana Vault. Today we are opening up 2 boxes of the Mystery Boosters. These are the retail edition and we're going to see what kind of value we can crack. There are quite a bit of cards in this product that are not just in the rare slot. They're spread throughout 3 slots mostly, but maybe we'll open a Demonic Tutor or a Path to Exile or something along those lines. Maybe we'll find some extra value along the way. So we'll go ahead and get started here. See what we see in this first pack here. Probably not spend too much time on these cards. If we see something that's noteworthy, we'll go ahead and make sure to point it out. A lot of cool cards in here. A lot of these ones all here are going to be in the M15 and newer border. Tormod's Crypt is decent. So this slot here is one of the first main value slots. This is where you would see any of the old frame. The next card, Cranko Mob Boss, is our first rare. And then our foil for this one is a Lantern of Insight. So a lot of modern decks there used to be that modern deck for Lantern. So it's a cool foil. I don't know if it's worth much. Overall, that pack didn't have anything too crazy as far as value goes. Alright. Mind Spring. Not really worth anything. Zer's Weirding. This foil is part of a weird combo. It kind of lets you lock your opponent out. Unfortunately, I think it's only worth $2 or $3 from this set. The foils, however, used to be upwards of $80. Aura of Silence. This card's worth a little bit, so that's something to note. No Demonic Tutor in this pack here. Dolman Gate. This card used to be worth about $10. Not sure what it's sitting at now. It's an interesting one. It makes it so that whenever you attack, you don't deal... the defending player doesn't deal combat damage to you, basically, to your creatures. Mirror Entity is always a good card. And Balduvian Rage. I remember this one spiked up due to Feather back when that became a commander deck. Circular Logic used to be worth something, not too much anymore. Thopter Foundry, part of one of my favorite decks. Well, used to be part of one of my favorite decks in Modern. Hers is kind of a little bit ruined. Defense of the Heart for our old border. It's a very good card. Probably set around $10 or so, not really sure. And that's definitely something good. Stunt Double, only a couple dollars, but a very good card. And a Sheltering Ancient. Very weird card. It's a 2-mana 5/5 with Trample. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you have to put counters on your opponent's creatures. But 2-mana 5/5 Trample, can't beat that. Especially if you're going to be able to remove their creatures and make it so that it's not really that much of a downside. Muldrifter, always a good card. It's probably still worth like $2. Generally, Muldrifter is one of those cards. Price of Progress, another fantastic card. Zendikar's Royal. I know that was like a $2 uncommon out of Origins for a while. Not sure what it's sitting at anymore. Floodgates, the old border card. Not really sure if it's worth anything. I doubt it. Gravecrawler. Always one of those combo deck cards. Very good. And I think I saw a peek at what our foil is. It looked like it might be Manamo. Nope, it was Memnite. I thought it looked like Manamo. I would have been pretty excited. Foil Memnite though. Gravecrawler, still a good card. Probably still worth like $5. Again, I mean, these packs, they're only like $4 to $5 a piece. So anytime you open like a $5 card, it pays for the pack. Not to mention any of the other cards that you might get along the way that are worth $20 or more. Martyr's Bond, a couple bucks. Michaeloth is also worth about $2 or $3. And a foil Wear Tear. I know that the regular Wear Tears are normally like $1 or $2. Foil, it sees play in Pioneer and Modern, even Commanders at times. If you're unfortunate enough to be playing Boros, that is. But foil Wear Tear is a good card either way. Cabal Therapy. I wasn't even sure that was in the set. Cabal Therapy is worth generally a few bucks. It's definitely a good card. Sees a lot of legacy play. Mana Tithe, one of my favorite cards. I love being able to counter people's spells, especially when I'm not even playing blue. Revel in Riches, it's like a $4 card, pretty good. And we got 2 white counter spells in that pack. We got a Mana Tithe, and then we got a foil Lapse of Certainty. So that's pretty hilarious. 2 white counter spells in one pack. There's only like what, maybe 4 white counter spells in all of Magic. So to get 2 of them there is pretty funny there. Lockstone Warhammer. We got Thrun the Last Troll is our old card, our pre-M15. Used to be worth quite a bit. It's fallen a lot lately. Tireless Tracker, very solid card. Sees a lot of modern Pioneer play. Even this version's still going for $7 or $8, I believe. And foil Iron Mirror. Nothing too exciting there. Harmonize is always a solid card. Lets you draw cards in green, and that's always something that you're looking to do. Triumph of the Hordes is our old card. Still very fantastic card. I mean, it lets you get your opponents out of nowhere when you're playing Commander. Still holds a pretty nice price tag too of like $8. Arch of Orazka is the rare, and our foil is Amaro, which not worth anything, but it's kind of funny, especially because Amaro is the lead game designer basically for Magic. So kind of a funny call out to him. Colony Heart Expedition is always a good card. Wirewood Lodge, that's an uncommon that I know in the past was worth upwards of like $5. Very good in an elf deck. It lets you untap your elves. We get a Manamorphose as well. This card, fantastic. Sees a lot of play, especially whenever you're trying to play like Storm decks or Prowess decks. So that still holds a $7 or $8 price tag. Eldrazi Monument. Again, it doesn't really matter that it's a mythic, but it is a mythic. Everything in this set is basically mythic rarity. Archetype of Endurance is the foil. Definitely a good card in Commander. Making it so that your opponents can't have hexproof is always a plus. Frantic Search. Wish that card was legal in Modern. It'd probably be bad though. Bad for the format, that is. And then we got Athreos, God of Passage. Solid card, probably still worth $10 to $15. Goblin Charbelcher. This card is always one of those fringe decks that is pretty bad, but when you get them, you definitely get them. And we got a foil one with nothing. So always considered one of the worst cards in Magic. It's 1 mana to discard your entire hand, but you can do it at instant speed. So when your opponent's about to Thought Seize you and you only have a 1 with nothing left, you just get them by discarding it yourself. Phyrexian Plague Lord, and the foil is Herald of Leshrac. Very interesting card. Has a cumulative upkeep where you have to take your opponent's lands. So in Commander games, you can generally keep him out for a while, and by the time he goes away, you have all your opponent's lands. Unfortunately, you do have to give them back when he leaves the battlefield. So you don't get to keep him forever. Ooh. Old card, Perforos. One of the best gods from the original Theros. Still holds a pretty high price tag of like near $20, I believe, even after this reprint. Very good card. Star of Extinction is our regular rare. And then we get a foil Panglacial Worm. This is one of those interesting cards that lets you cast it when you're searching your library. So if you have the 7 mana and you go to search your library, you do have the ability to cast that Panglacial Worm. Field of Ruin, very good land there. Just got reprinted in Theros, so this was holding a price tag of around $4. Probably down to about $1 now. Darksteel Garrison is the old card. This is an interesting card. It's the only fortification artifact that there is. Maybe we'll see more of these in the future. Gitrog Monster is our rare. Holds like a $10 price tag. It's fantastic whenever you're playing a Lands Matter type deck. Lets you play an additional land, and whenever your lands go to the graveyard, you get to draw a card. And our foil, this thing, the The original printing of this was the only foil and was the only printing. This thing was holding a price tag of around $40, the Sakura Tribe Scout. Now, I believe this reprint is currently worth about $5. It sees extensive play in that Amulet Titan deck in Modern, which is why I held that price tag where it was. Being able to just put lands into play in that deck is definitely something you want to do. These lands here, the Arcane Sanctum here, always going to hold that decent price tag because of Commander. Everybody wants to play 3-color lands. Ooh, old border card. We have a Lotus Puddle. This card is fantastic. Holds about a $10 price tag. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, and the fact that I'm saying that's definitely a good thing, considering these packs are half of that value. If I'm able to pull double the value, it's pretty good. Oh, right behind it, we get Selvala, Heart of the Wilds. I think this is down to about $30, but still, this card was seeing, I think it was close to $60 before this reprint. Blasting Station is the foil. That's a part of a combo that gets used a lot in like Commander and whatnot. Blasting Station is definitely a good card. I think even now the foil still holds like a $5 to $6 price. So that last pack was probably like, I don't know, $45 worth of cards, which is almost half of the entire box as far as how much it costs. Aegon Crab. I love playing Mill. I have a Mill deck. Aegon Crab is definitely one of the MVPs for a deck like that. Probably one of the worst mythics you can, or one of the worst rares you can get. Talran, Sky Summoner. This thing has been reprinted like 20 million times and has no value because of that. And we have Patron of the Moon as our foil. It used to be worth about $20 from the original foil. I think now it's still holding $3 to $5 or so. So still not too bad. Arcane Denial, usually still worth like $1. So that's a decent blue card to open there. Phyrexian Reclamation, I know used to be worth something, not sure if it still is. Beastmaster Ascension is our rare. Good commander card. And Viscera Seer is our foil. Still worth about $5 in foil. So again, these packs just have a lot of value. It's pretty crazy actually. It's good to see though. This is one of the most exciting sets to open, is somebody that likes to crack packs. It's probably more exciting than a lot of Masters products, to be honest. Never even heard of this card. Anna Sanctuary. I'm not even going to read it. There's a lot of text there. If you want to read it, feel free. You can look it up. Misdirection. One of those free blue counter spells. Or, it's not really a counter spell, but it lets you change targets. And we get a foil Wall of Shards. This is definitely a good card. It makes your opponents gain life. It's a 1/8 for 2, though. So if you're playing Arcades in Commander or something, you don't really care about giving your opponent a little bit of life because you're about to attack them for 8 damage in the air. So they're probably not going to be able to gain enough life for that to matter. Plus, you get to choose the opponent. So when you're playing multiplayer, giving one player a little bit of life doesn't really matter. Contagion Clasp. We got a Solemn Simulacrum. Commander staple. Lets you get a land when it comes in, and when it goes away, you draw a card. Then we got a foil Boreal Druid. Very interesting mana dork. It's 1 for a 1/1. Instead of adding green, it just taps for 1 colorless. The thing to note about that colorless is that it is snow mana, so you can use that to cast spells that require you to pay with snow mana. Impending Disaster. So we get a card from all the way back in Urza's Legacy here. Our rare Duretti. I don't think it's really worth too much here, but definitely an interesting Planeswalker. We get a foil Runetail. This card used to be worth a lot. Interesting card. A lot of these foils are for Commander, actually. So, like, this card here, you can have it be your Commander. And then it flips, and you basically don't take damage. So, it's pretty insane in the right deck. Ooh, we get a Palace Jailer. Generally, this card holds about a $2 to $3 price tag. The foils for Palace Jailer can get to be over $50 depending on the week. It fluctuates quite a bit. Rashadan Footpad. We get a Coat of Arms. Again, $10 card, something like that. Very good. And we get a foil Fungasaur. Even though it says it's a Fungasaur, this has actually been eroded to a dinosaur back when Ixalan came out. So it was part of the type changing update when they added dinosaur to the game. So it says Fungosaur in this printing because everything's based on the original printings, basically. We get a Blood Artist. Generally holds like $5 out of that black uncommon slot there. Lightning Greaves, again, like a $7 card normally. Ancient Ziggurat, it's kind of fallen out of favor a little bit because creature decks are kind of going away in Modern. At least tribal decks are. So it's not worth as much as it used to be. Steam Flogger Boss from the Unstable. Originally, this was printed back in Future Sight, and it kind of let us know about riggers. Ooh, and we got a foil Reiki. Only worth about $5 or $6 now. The original foil was like $40. Great card in Commander because you play a lot of legendary cards. And he says that whenever you play a legendary spell, draw a card. So you can't beat that. Lingering Souls is always a solid card. Inquisition of Kozilek is also in this set. I kind of forgot that was there. It's like $5 card. So we've already hit 2 good uncommons before we've even gotten to the rares. We get a Shardless Agent. It's a decent card. Temple of the False God always sees a lot of play in Commander. And a Rage Reflection. Ooh. Our rare in this pack is Recruiter of the Guard. Still holding about a $12 price tag, I believe. Sees a lot of play. Very good. Anything that tutors anything up is always going to see play. And then we get a foil Alchemist Refuge. I like this card a lot. It lets you play things at instant speed for 2 mana and tapping it. So that was the end of that first box. Unfortunately, no mana crypts for us, but definitely a good box overall. We got that Selvala, I know. A lot of good cards along the way. So we'll see if we can open up that mana crypt in this next box here. Maybe we'll get lucky. We'll see. Hopefully we do. If not, I'm sure we're still gonna get to that value that we're looking to get. Let's see what we can find. Get a Great Furnace, a Belb's Portal. Ooh, Queen Marchesa right off the bat. Very good commander card. A lot of these Conspiracy 2 cards are worth a lot of money. Well, and right behind it, we got a foil Mythic. Not very good. Mist Hollow Griffin. Maybe one day somebody's going to find a home for this card, but it's a 4/4, or it's a 3/3 flyer for 4 that you're able to cast it from exile. So maybe someday somebody's going to come up with some exile deck where you can just cast it and it's actually going to be valuable. But for now, nobody's really found anything. Galvanic Blast is a solid common there. Eternal Witness out of the green. This card's worth like $3-4, so that's definitely good. Hack-In from Cold Snap. It's used to be worth, I think, $20. Now it still holds a price tag of like $3 or $4, but nothing great there. Beacon of Immortality is not great, but we do have this foil Shizo Death Storehouse. That's definitely a good one. Definitely needed the reprint, and it's still worth, I don't know, like $12 or so for that version there. Dungrove Elder, don't really know much about that card, honestly. Evra, not very good from Dominaria. And we get a foil Braid of Fire. Was worth like $40, still worth like $10 in foil now. It's a commander card, basically. I just noticed I missed one pack in that last box. So let's go ahead and open that one real quick. See what we get. Maybe we will get that mana crypt in that first box after all. We're gonna find out here. This pack right here did belong to that first box, so let's see what happens. Phyrexian Metamorph and Odric. So no mana crypt in that first box, but that's okay. Those 2 cards there are pretty interesting. We'll go back to that second box now. We'll see if we can get that mana crypt here in the next box. So we're back on the second box. Let's see what we can get. We get Crewfix, Dragonlord Ojutai, and a Treasonous Ogre. Treasonous Ogre, an interesting card. You can pay 3 life as many times as you want to add red. So for 1 mana, you can pay 3 life. Yeah, and these packs are a lot of fun to draft. I drafted them at a GP back in November. It was a lot of fun. I did it 7 times, and I had a blast, to be honest. Balduvian Rage again. So we got that foil twice. A lot of value in this set. It's crazy. Courser of Krufix. I kind of forgot that was in the set as well. Solid card. Sees play in both Modern Pioneer. Very important card. And behind it, we have a foil Reaper King. Before this thing got reprinted as a foil, it's seen a foil reprint twice in the last month or 2 or whatever. Or I guess the last one was back in December. But we've seen 2 foil printings of Reaper King here in the last few months, and it's driven the price of the foil down quite a bit. Was like $80 for the foil. They're still sitting around $10, but I mean, on a $5 pack for 1 card to be worth that much, can't complain. Assemble the Legion, few bucks, good card. Serendib Efreet, not really worth anything. Foil Form of the Dragon, interesting card. When it comes into play, your life total becomes 5, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you get to deal 5 damage to any target. But creatures without flying can't attack you. So it's kind of like Moat. Darksteel Mutation, solid card for Commander. It basically lets you shut your opponent's commanders down. So it lets you make them feel really bad. So if you like to do that, that's the card for you. Got a Karen Wanderer. I don't know much about this card. Nissa, Voice of Zendikar. Was seeing play in Pioneer for a little while when you had Hardened Scales. Fallen out of favor a little bit, but this is always a card that can be pretty solid. 3-mana Planeswalkers are always pretty decent. And a Bringer of the Black Dawn. Interesting card. You can pay 5 mana, but it has to be 1 of each color in order to cast it. And when you do that, you get to Vampiric Tutor every turn. And it's on your upkeep, so you get to draw that card, basically. So instead of drawing a card, you would get to just tutor whatever you want out of your deck and play that as your card or draw that for your turn. Time Sieve, definitely a good card. $8 to $10 still. See some play in some Urza decks and whatnot. You get to sacrifice 5 artifacts to take an extra turn. And you don't have to sacrifice the Time Sieve, so you can do it over and over again. Whew, we got a foil Sun Triplets. Was around $150 in foil. Now it's sadly fallen down to about 25 bucks. But I mean, we're still opening $5 packs, and that's a card that's worth 5 times the value of a pack. So it pays for these next 5 packs to be bad. Which probably won't happen, but we get a Wall of Omens. That's worth a couple bucks. Angelic Destiny. Phyrexian Arena, that's like 10 bucks. And a foil Maelstrom Nexus, which is also like 10 bucks. So we're getting those $10 cards now. We're getting rolling. Let's just go ahead and try to open one of those $100 cards. Looking at you, Mana Crypt. I need one. I sold out of mine, so I could use one again. We got a Swords to Plowshare in the white. It's a pretty decent card. Hurricane. Release the Gremlins, and a foil Trailblazers Boots. We're still trying to get that Demonic Tutor, but we can't be too choosy, I guess. Doom Gate, the Mirari Conjecture, and a foil Rocks. This card was very overpowered back in its day. Rocks was. Unfortunately, it's been way outclassed at this point and doesn't really see play anymore. But it's a cool card. Lets you assign combat damage without when they block, without as if it wasn't blocked, basically. Nullspine Dragon, a Dictate of Heliod, and a Kolrath Knight. Okay, so we've had a couple packs here now that haven't been the greatest. We'll see if we can improve that over the next couple of packs here. The Goblin Bombardment that I passed is decent. Sword of the Animist is definitely a good card. It's an equipment that whenever you attack, when it's attached, you get to search your library for a basic land. Put it on the battlefield tapped. Solid card worth like $5 normally. So A lot of these packs tend to pay for the pack. I don't know. I feel like the prices of these cards have to go down a lot. I mean, we just opened a Bloom Tender. This card was going for almost $60 for a while there. It's fallen. I think even this version's still $25 to $30, which is crazy. Behind it, Colligan's Command. This card was like $20. Fallen to like 10 to 12. But even at these new prices, I just opened $40 out of these two cards. And a foil Lightning Storm. This was very expensive, but it really doesn't see a ton of play. And it was out of a limited set. So this foil is only worth like $2 now. But still, $40 out of one pack. That's crazy. Definitely something that is definitely great. Definitely. Leaving Magpie. Birds of Paradise, solid card, been reprinted 30 million times, and it still holds a $8 to $10 price tag. Ooh. A foil Scourge of the Throne. This card was about $80 in foil prior to this printing. These conspiracy cards in general are crazy. Still worth like $25 last I checked. These prices are probably going to fluctuate quite a bit coming out of the gate. But I just don't know how the prices are gonna move around on this. Nothing too great here. Greenbelt Rampager, Herald of Leshrac. We got that in the last box. It's worth a couple bucks in foil. Oh, my pile's getting kind of high there on the commons. Starting to fall. We'll get it figured out. All right, just about what 6 or 7 packs left here. Ghost Quarter, solid card. Nemesis of Reason does the milling. Animar, this card's still worth like $10. Again, $10 is a very common thing that we say here on these packs. Last 6 packs here. Weathered Wayfarer. Oh! I was excited about the Weathered Wayfarer. It's like $10 card, right? But then I saw what was behind it. We got the Mana Crypt. Oh! And behind that, we have Manamo. All right. We just opened a $10 card. Behind that, we open a card that's going for $125. I'm talking about, these are the updated prices. I'm not even talking about original prices. This thing was $200 before this printing. And we open Manamo. This card's still worth like $20 in foil. This thing was $90. If these cards hadn't been reprinted, we're talking about $220. We're talking about $300 worth of cards I just opened out of that one pack. Even with the updated pricing, we're still looking at almost $150 of value there. That's insane. This entire box costs $100. And I just opened $150 out of one pack. That's insane right there. Fauna Mythos, good card. Two-Headed Giant, bad card. Pilla lets you go infinite with another card that's actually printed in this set. So if you happen to get the combo with, I think Grand Architect is the card, you can go infinite with those two cards. Chances of finding both of them, pretty low. But we got a War of Invention, good card, and a foil Lich's Mirror. That's definitely an interesting card. Makes it so that if you lose the game, you basically start over. So you hit the reset button. Hopefully you don't have poison counters on you, because then you'll just die. Laboratory Maniac, like $4. Thran Dynamo, like $5. Recoup. Gideon, not really worth anything, like $1. And a foil Celestial Kirin. I know that those spiked up for a while, because whenever you cast a spirit, you get to blow up everything with the same converted mana cost. Search for Tomorrow. Priest of Titania is like a $5 common. Sakashima. Card used to be worth like $30. Still, it's going to be worth like $10. Fibblethip and a Gleeful Sabotage. One pack left here. Maybe we'll get the Demonic Tutor as well. We'll see. Last pack, we get a Brainstorm. Oh! Calling my shots. Demonic Tutor on the last pack here. So we did get the Demonic Tutor. We got the Demonic Tutor. We got the Mana Crypt. We got a Herald's Horn in this pack. That's like a $10 uncommon. We got an Aura Shards in this pack. That's like a $10 uncommon. A Living Death. That's like $5. And a Karthus, which is like $15. So that is a pack. $30 Demonic Tutor, $15 Karthus, $5 Living Death, $10 Aura Shards, $10 Herald's Horn. I don't know. Follow us, subscribe, like us. If you want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, blah, blah, blah. You know the rest.